Hey everybody, good morning. Welcome to Enliven Wellness. My name is Tessa and I'm really happy to be here. I'm an integrative medicine practitioner in training, almost done with my degree, and I'm about to tell you my top way to deal with heart palpitations or a tachycardia-like attack. Now, maybe you have suffered from a heart palpitation. And a heart palpitation, sorry guys, he likes to make his little cameo. A heart palpitation is when you feel like your heart has skipped a beat or has added a beat, and it can feel like it feels like your heart rate goes abnormal. Now, tachycardia is when your heart starts to race like cray-cray, okay? When your heart starts to race and it's like and it goes really, really fast. And a lot of y'all suffering from CIRS or Lyme or mold toxicity or, parasites or infection or thyroid problems or POTS, especially POTS, you may have had this sensation before where your heart will just skip a beat. You'll have palpitation. Or for those of you suffering from POTS, it's when you go from seated or lying to standing or sitting to standing. And your heart can start to race like crazy. Now, there's multiple reasons for heart palpitations and tachycardia-like attacks. The first one, with heart palpitations, it could be something as benign as magnesium deficiency. So check out, I have my favorite magnesium. If you're interested, again, please email me. It's not a big secret. It's called Remag by Dr. Carolyn Dean. But if you want more information, let me know. Magnesium, it could be something as benign as magnesium deficiency. It could be, you haven't exercised in a long time. It could be a misfiring in an electrical impulse. It can also be caused by vagus nerve dysfunction. There are multiple reasons for heart palpitations. Same thing with tachycardia. Now, with tachycardia, when you have POTS, the reason why your heart starts to race is because when you stand up, what happens in POTS is that the blood pools in your lower extremities, and then your heart has to beat super fast to try to get that and improve the circulation. So it's like, and that's why your heart starts to race when you're standing, right? Now, there's other reasons for tachycardia. You can have, a problem, a dysfunction with the electrical impulses in your heart. You can also, if your heart's racing super fast, maybe not tachycardia style, but racing, if your heart's racing, you could have an infection. You might have hyperthyroid. There are a ton of different causes of tachycardia, but regardless, the symptoms suck and it feels so scary. So here is the way out. Now, this again can take some practice. So you've got to give it practice, and it might take a little bit of time for you to get it, but bear with it and do it. You guys are strong, and here's the key. It's called belly breathing. Specifically, diaphragmatic breathing. Now, why does this help? First thing is because it engages your vagus nerve, and your vagus nerve helps to slow the heart rate. Very cool. Now, if you're like, what's the vagus nerve? Brief rundown. It's a cranial nerve, which means it comes right out of your brain and it goes down your throat, and it innervates, which means it touches all of your organs. So that includes your heart, your diaphragm, your small intestine, your large intestine, your gallbladder. It's my favorite nerve. I love the vagus nerve. What happens in vagus goes everywhere in your body, as I like to say. And deep diaphragmatic breathing engages that vagus nerve, which is going to help slow your heart rate down. Now you're like, well, I can do this when I'm lying down. But what about when I'm standing up? Well, I'm going to show you the 3 ways to do this when you're lying. So you can practice it when you're lying down, then you're going to have to practice it when you're sitting up, and then you're going to have to practice it when you're standing, which can be the hardest one, scariest one, but you can do it and it's going to slow your heart rate down. It's the same technique I use with my clients, and I've watched my clients as their heart rates go crazy fast. We do this exercise and then their heart rates slow down and they all go, whoa. That was really cool, Melissa. So I've seen it with client after client after client, and I do this myself because I'm also recovering from these conditions that you guys are, that people on this channel who watch this channel are tending to deal with. So I use this on myself, and it helps every single time. Every time. No joke. So let's get started. Here we go. Let's go down to the ground. So apologize about some of the little alterations here in the camera, but let's start on the ground. So you're going to come to a comfortable lying position. All right, so you're gonna lay down on the ground. Okay, so lay down on the ground, and I'm gonna show you a little bit of my belly here. Okay, so, all right, to belly breathe. You wanna bring your hand to your belly, and you're going to do this. You're gonna breathe deep into your belly first. A lot of y'all are breathing from lungs up or chest up, so you need to start from your belly. So here we go. All right, so you're gonna take a deep breath in through your nose. Nice deep breath in through your nose, and you want it to move up your body and your torso like a wave. Okay, so you're gonna want it to move up your body and your torso like a wave. So you're going to breathe into your belly, and it might feel kind of weird at first, but you're going to do this. You need to do this for at least like 2 minutes. Okay, like 1 to 2 minutes, and then you breathe in. At first, you breathe into your belly. So and it helps to put your hand on your belly so you can push it out onto your hand. And just sigh it out, nice and easy. We're not Wim Hofing today. Wim Hof is awesome, but we're not Wim Hofing. We're just doing some deep diaphragmatic breathing. So try that for about 1 to 2 minutes, just so you can get the hang of it. Now, you're gonna come up to seated. All right, so let's come on up to seated. Okay, so now, when you're in the seated position, you need to, let me adjust this camera angle here. My apologies, folks. Okay, so we're not super technical yet here at Enliven Wellness, but we're getting there. All right, so here we go. All right, so now that you're seated, this can be a little bit harder because your core naturally has to engage when you're sitting down, but you want to relax that a little bit. So you're going to do this. Now, if your heart's starting to race and you're starting to have those palpitations or tachycardia symptoms, it's really important to stay calm. It might feel like you're going into a panic attack, I know, but you just need to continue through it. I had a client just yesterday who was like, I feel like I'm going into a panic attack, and I coached her and guided her through it. We got through it. By the end, she said, I feel like I just got through a panic attack, but I made it through. And it took only about 5 minutes. So just know that that feeling is going to pass, and you just need to continue on. Okay, you just need to continue on. It's going to pass, and this will help. So again, when you're seated, breathe into your belly first. Okay, so you keep doing that nice rhythmic, slow belly breath. And again, it's really important to breathe in through your nose because your nasal cavity was meant for breathing in, not your mouth. All right, let's go to standing. So this is the last one, which can feel the most scary, and it can be the most difficult, but it is the one that is going to really, really help when you're trying to stand up and you feel like your heart's going to beat out of your chest and you're going to die. Like I've been there. All right, so when you're standing up, again, your core has to naturally engage just a bit so that you can hold yourself up. But we want to shift that. Goodness gracious, this camera is just not going the place I want it to. Okay, now, when you're standing, you can also do this. You're gonna need to do the same thing. Now again, if you're having POTS or really, really, really bad tachycardia, steady yourself on some kind of surface, and then we can practice this, okay? So again, you're going to breathe into your belly first. So first, notice how you're breathing when you stand up, and then you're going to need to relax and do the following. Just start to nice and slowly breathe into your belly. And then the more you can continue that, the more you will recognize that your heart is going to start to slow down and you're going to have some of that palpitation and tachycardia-like symptoms. So it's really, really cool, you guys, and especially like you really need to continue on, especially if you're having that panic and anxiety. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, if you're having that panic and anxiety when you're standing and you're trying to do this deep belly breathing, that is like where you really need to relax down into it. Okay, relax down into it. Know that those crazy like anxiety feelings are going to pass and your heart rate will slow down. Again, I've watched it with client after client, and I've watched it with myself. So if you'd like more tips like this and you're trying to put the missing pieces to your health puzzle together, email me at tgirly7@gmail.com and say I'm ready. And I would love to be able to teach you the things that are helping me recover from all the crazy chronic conditions, EBV, CIRS, Lyme, mold exposure, parasites, low stomach acid that I suffered through. And I would love to be able to teach you how I've gotten to where I am today, where those things are like almost like 80 to 100% better. I would love to tell you how to do this. And check out my website, Enliven-Wellness.com. Also, I go live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for Ask Me Anything Tuesdays. And I go live often, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos. Become part of the Enliven family. I love you all so deeply. Thank you for being here, and have a beautiful rest of your day. Do this, and you will relax those heart palpitations and tachycardia-like symptoms. All right, love you.